This is Media Bezirgan, and he goes to Brampton to check out a student protest.
Situation that they created, they miscalculated the how much immigrants they want. They miscalculated how much housing they have, how much they could accommodate over here, and now they are blaming all it on us.
Well, the people of Canada did not vote on this mass immigration policy, number one. Very interesting what he says right there, because was it a miscalculation, or was this a concerted effort by a government to prop up the GDP, a lagging economy, as well as bring in cheap labor simply for their corporate friends?
Immigrants came here and stole our jobs and do this and do that, but we are not the culprits here. We are the victims.
Coming in as students, right? They're coming in as students, and yet at the very same time, they're really just coming here for work visas and trying to emigrate permanently. Now, that's not what my parents did. My father was an electrical engineer, master's electrical engineer, computer engineering, doing actually a light pen, pixel plotting with a light pen, and he's got a master's thesis on that in the 70s. And my mother, a chemistry teacher, at one of the finest schools in England. They came here with skills to make the country a better place, and they wanted to adapt. My father took us everywhere. He wanted us to go camping. I grew up camping. I grew up fishing. I grew up in every way that you can think of, snowshoeing, ice fishing even. That's what my father wanted for us. He wanted us to be Canadian. And the people coming here now, they're not even a social fit. Social cohesiveness has taken a plummet because they see Canada as a economic zone, first and foremost, a place to make money, not necessarily adapt to the country. And when you have so many people, and that's the mass migration, the invasion aspect of this, they come in and they cloister and they group together. So can I really blame these people? I would say I can blame them because they're coming with falsified paperwork. That's number one. You're coming with falsified paperwork under false pretenses. But you're not coming as students. You're coming in for a cash grab. And the net effect is that you're taking people's jobs. That's the fact. And I might actually even get along with any individual here, any, individual immigrant. I have no hate in my heart for any of them. But as a group coming in with the social changes that accompany it, it is destructive for Canadian society. And there is a Canadian society, and there is a Canadian identity, and it's being lost.
First, they because of the COVID, the Canadians were not willing to work at that time. They were afraid for their life. So for the economy to keep on running, they need immigration at that time.
So what's he saying right there? That we were refusing to work? We weren't allowed to work. Okay, number one, we weren't allowed to go anywhere. I had a paperwork signed saying that I could travel across the Quebec Bridge, right? I was working for a tech company here in Ottawa. I literally had to have paperwork to cross the Ottawa to Quebec Bridge. I had to carry this letter in case I was stopped. So this is just nonsense, number one. It's absolute nonsense. All right, I don't know where he's getting this idea. And I hear these guys, these students, and at these protests, always touting this line about Canadians didn't want to work, they were scared for their lives. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And places were shut anyways. So where were they working apparently where regular Canadians couldn't work? You're telling me they just swapped everybody out? All the whites, they swapped them out for all the browns? Come on, that's not what happened. What is this? Am I missing something? Tell me in the comments. I really don't understand this line of argument at all.
Even like the students, they bring money also with them when they came here. Like we did an initial investment.
Hold on a second. Students bring money. Do you know how much how much that costs? Right? We can't get family doctors. What are you talking about? Not to mention rent is up. So you're going to tell me they bring money? They bring money and that helps me? Is that what you're telling me right now?
My tuition fee was 3 times what a Canadian would pay over here. And also I have to bring in GIC, and also after that I have to pay my 2 more fees over here. So once all those are paid, after that I have to get a job, and if I'm working on a job, after that,
come on. You know what? That's simply not my problem at the end of the day, what you're paying on your tuition. I hate to say it. That's just not my problem. You're not a net benefit to me. You're a net drain to me. You're a net drain to the ability for me to enjoy myself in my own country. The country's taken a 20-year turn like this, a nosedive. I grew up here. What are you talking about?
The government doesn't conduct any draws or do like upper cap or lower cap, whatever they're doing right now. So with that, I will have to buy an LMIA because no one is giving.
Wait a second. Wait a second. He just said that he's going to have to buy an LMIA, Labor Market Impact Assessment. It's a form that the government orders businesses to fill out so that they can show that they've attempted to get a national, a resident, a citizen to actually get the job, but they can't, so they have to go out to foreign. These LMIA forms, Labor Market Impact Assessment forms, are being sold. It is an open secret, and this guy just said that would have to buy one.
Any draws or do like upper cap or lower cap, whatever they're doing right now. So with that, I will have to buy an LMIA because no one is giving a genuine LMIA over here in Ontario. Whatever I've seen, whichever employer I have like reached, either they will deny it, like we won't even give you the LMIA. We don't support the LMIA. Or the people who do support the LMIA or give the LMIAs, they charge a lot of money. So
okay, so right there you can see that he hasn't even seen a genuine LMIA being used in Ontario. That's his experience. That's his lived experience. This just shows to me the level of corruption with this labor market impact assessment forms. The fact is that businesses are pretending. I see them even for bookkeepers. They're hiring bookkeepers. You're telling me there's no Canadian bookkeepers, that we got to have a foreign bookkeeper? Is that what you're telling me? And again, I got no problem with immigrants coming through the right way. But I have a huge problem with this massive influx, 2-3 million, whatever it is, Indians. I mean, listen, if I wanted to be in India, I'd go to India. And frankly, when I visit India, and I've been there 3 times in my life, first time I was 27 years old, Indians in India are more advanced than the Indians in Canada. We are not getting the best here. We are not getting the best here. You think a Mexican doctor swims across the border? No, they don't. They stay home.
if the people who do support the LMIA or give the LMIAs, they charge a lot of money. So these need to be controlled. Government have to control the immigration. That's not a problem. But whatever you have like take in right now, you have to accommodate those. Right? You have sell a dream of a better life.
Wait a second. Okay. So you're telling me that the government has brought in 2-3 million, whatever the number is at this point. You have to put together all the different programs. We got to accommodate them. What about our own people? What about our own people who are homeless, drug addicted, and now can't get the working poor? When I travel across Canada, I see people working out of their cars. You know the rise of the working poor, what's happening here? So no, we don't need to accommodate you. We could say, hey, listen, you're not a landed immigrant at this point. So you're just not getting your paperwork. Too bad, so sad. Go and make India a great country. If I was born in India, that's what I would do. If I was born in India, I wouldn't come to Canada. What the hell am I going to do in Canada? I don't know nothing, but I'm raised here. I'm born here. This is my country. I'm not going out anywhere else. Same thing. Why not make your own country great? What's the problem with that? India's not that bad. There's no wars over there. So what is this nonsense?
How long is this protest going to take?
As long as the government doesn't resolve any issue. So we will be staying here permanently. So I don't like this.
Brother, I don't have any words, man. I don't have any words.
Bro, I think you gotta go home too.
In this world, it gets harder and harder every day. You get called names. Discussion gets shut down. That's where we're at today. I felt I got to do something, and I'm a comic book creator, so I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put together a comic book that's going to put a little bit of parody into this. It's going to make fun of all the rules. It's going to make fun of people who seek to shut down. My daughter, Galaxia, loves art. She loves illustrating, coloring, lettering. She loves comic books, especially the Japanese stuff, the manga. So I said to her, babe, let's put together a comic book. How do we hit him? Sometimes I think the best way to do that is through parody, making fun of them. Alexis, she gets kicked out of heaven, gets to Earth and realizes there's absolutely no freedom here. She gets called a racist, and she's an angel. The racist angel doesn't understand the rules. She had her wings, she doesn't anymore. Help her get them back.